Hello everybody, I'm still Tom Linsky. I wanted to tell you guys about something that's been sort of a hot topic on Facebook lately, and even in our guarantee group on Facebook, and I know there's been a lot of talks in modeling articles and in different Titanic Facebook groups and forums, and that's the 200 scale Trumpeter plastic model kit. This is the largest commercial, large-scale commercial Titanic model that I'm aware of that's ever been publicly available. And it's being made by the modeling company Trumpeter, which is a well-known brand. They make a lot of models that if you've gone to a hobby shop, you've definitely seen some of theirs. So what does 200 scale mean? If you don't know scale modeling, it means it is 1/200th of the full-size ship. So the smaller the fraction number, the bigger the model actually is. So there's a 350 scale model, there's a 400 scale model, there's a 700, 1200, and as those keep going, they actually get smaller and smaller because they're a smaller fraction of the ship. Our 3D printed models are 1/1000 scale. So if you wanted to compare a 200 scale to a 1/1000 scale Titanic, this is our 1/1000 scale. And this is it compared to the Trumpeter 200 scale model. Our team was asked to help them out with the model. They released a few images and it got a lot of pushback from the Titanic community. Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic model kit and they certainly put a lot of effort into it. And kudos to them for wanting to do more and contact historians to try to get more corrections on it so that their final released product is as authentic as a scale model can be. Obviously, the larger the model, the more detail that can go into this. So there's a lot of detail in our 1/1000 scale model here. But on a 1/200 scale, there's going to be infinitely more detail. And for the past month, we've been helping them correct as much of that as we can and advise them on how different pieces should be or what parts they could include or what parts they need to remove, what they need to move. Before I get to my points, I really want to say huge shout out to Kyle on the team because he plowed through the majority of those corrections. He did most of it, not to detract from anyone else, but he really was the VIP on the team for this effort, as well as Zeno, who does our 3D printed modeling, and Matt as well. And we also had some help from Victor Villa, who was with, I believe, the Brazilian Titanic Society, and he helped a little bit too because there was so much of the ship, and of course we had game stuff to be producing, so when we had to have a little help, he picked up some of the slack. I also want to give some credit to Jonathan Smith. He wasn't working with us, but he did send some corrections to Trumpeter as well. I don't know his full story, but I know he was putting a lot of effort into it. And of course, a lot of credit to Trumpeter. They want to get this right, and they want to make sure that the final model is good and accurate. And not a lot of model companies would want to reach out to a historian or a group of historians, and they would want to just use photos and figure it out themselves. So huge compliments to Trumpeter. So Zeno took this kit and he built the first public prototype of this model and painted it up and built a case for it, and he took it to the Titanic convention in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee in this past couple weeks, and it was definitely one of the highlights of the show. Everyone was amazed by the size of this kit. Yeah, it had some mistakes. We've pointed them out to them and hopefully they're working on correcting them, but regardless of those mistakes, it's certainly an awesome sight. Don't know how much of our corrections they're actually going to be implementing. We just send them the feedback and then what they use is up to them. So we don't know what the final model is going to look like, but we're really hoping, considering how much care they are giving to authenticity, we're really hoping that a lot of these changes go in. It was supposed to come out a few months ago, but because of these changes, they felt it was necessary to delay it until October. So that really does show you how much emphasis they are putting onto the accuracy and getting these changes corrected. So that's fantastic. Now to my point. In the store on our website, not yet, but in the coming weeks, we're going to start offering pre-sales of this Trumpeter model. We're going to try to make it a good competitive price. Whatever proceeds we do make is going to go into the game. We've been buying a lot of NPCs lately, so a little extra cash helps us. But more on that as soon as they wrap up the current NPC they're modeling. So in addition to the 3D printed models and the prints and any other merchandise we have in our store at titanichg.com/store, we're going to be selling Trumpeter model kits, the 200 scale models. We might even branch out into a couple other Trumpeter kits, but that's going to be the emphasis. We're going to be selling that as well as any parts you might need, and we're going to try to acquire some supplies that you can just get a one-stop shopping experience there on our site. It's going to be handled by Zeno, who is our 3D printing guy, and he's essentially evolving into being our merchandising guy. So I definitely want to emphasize this is not taking away from our time on the game, but instead it's actually helping move the game along. That will be available soon. Definitely keep an eye out for it. We're going to do a whole video devoted to the work that we've put into it and the outstanding efforts on Trumpeter's part to make this model correct. That's going to be down the road and hopefully hosted by Zeno. You guys have seen his lovely work, and I would love to see him actually make some videos and share his content with you as well here on this channel. So please stay tuned and keep an eye out there on our site, titanichg.com/store. Thank you everybody for listening. I'm hoping that this little explanation video tells you a little bit more about what's been going on, especially since you've heard a lot about this model kit on Facebook. So now you know the full SparkNotes version of the story, and you know that we will be doing pre-sales. So keep an eye out. Thank you very much, and an update coming soon.